joining me today is one of your favorite filmmakers, and it is the most outspoken and most candid RGV. Hello and welcome, sir.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. Today I want to talk to you because you have become an early inventor, an early adopter of the blockchain, the NFT. You're in fact giving out your entire film, Dangerous, as danger tokens.
Yeah.
This is so complicated. I know I don't understand it. Could you tell me in simple words what this means? How can people own your film?
Yeah. See, the whole point is like when typically how it happens in the film industry is like there is you make a product and then there is a so-called distributor or a buyer. You identify at a certain area depending on where you are, and they kind of value your film based on their perception of it, what they think, what they don't think, and maybe the subject matter, or maybe in the past how such films have fared. This is like a standard practice. But films, like they different people have different tastes and different sensible tastes, and it's not right that only one or a few people, like distributors, can't be. You can count them on your fingers for any area. But the moment you are putting it in the digital space where each person can value from their own perception of it, the whole ball game changes. You know. So in that context, like a company called Tricky Media, was based in Dubai, had purchased a film from me, and they're putting it as a token of NFT, where anyone who, from their sensibility and their capacity, they can own a part of it. For example, if I'm saying the film is, let's say, it's valued at 6 crores, or a person might not have that much of money to pay 6 crores to own the film, but he might just pay 5 lakhs and own some corresponding portion of point zero whatever 0.01% or whatever that is. So a film at a point of time can have maybe 50 or 100 or 1,000 owners, all of them in the ratio of what they're paying. And once it gets streamed in a pay-per-view platform and on a dashboard, they can exactly see how it's faring, and they get their corresponding revenue. It is like the highest democratization of movie business in the simplest way to explain. Yeah.
This is like crowdfunding, except the funding happens in reverse. It's
I
already
mean, I think the difference, I know there's a difference here, but crowdfunding is where you're basically asking for someone to put in money
yeah,
to actually make the film. This
yeah,
is a finished product. This is the
exactly in
property is
reverse.
already there.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's in
And
reverse.
in reverse. Yeah, correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
You can
completely
say that.
in reverse.
Yes.
Is what I mean. And I
Yeah.
find that so interesting about your film. I know it's been perhaps delayed because of the pandemic, but I like how you always try to do something new. So what else can we expect new from you in terms of promotion when it comes to Dangerous?
See, also, I mean, the base because of the subject matter. It's probably the first film in a lesbian backdrop since the Section 377 has been repealed by the Supreme Court, like where it's like a commercial film. Like when we make a film, mostly in the film industry, you always tend to have a hero and a heroine,
Yeah.
a love story mixed with some kind of a genre. Here, the first time, probably a regular commercial feature film made with two girls who are in love with each other. You know, I
Yeah.
would like to believe that's the first of its kind ever made, probably in the world. I haven't seen even in Hollywood films
Hmm.
something like that made. So it kind of opens up a new genre. So when you are saying that you need to give respect to the LGBT community,
Hmm.
we should treat them on the same par with how we normally do with heterosexuals.
Hmm.
So to that extent, I think it's a very new experiment the way you look at it. So I shot actually duet songs with which probably has never been done ever. you know so I think it opens up a lot of opportunities, and it gives it's a certain legitimacy, not just on paper but also on people's minds, for that matter. Yeah, that's how I look at Dangerous.
Well, representation of the marginalized is always a need of the moment. But I remember when we spoke about it last time, so I told you about how, some of the same sex, people, especially lesbians, they felt that this was a film that kind of counterproductive and not actually making them part of the mainstream because you're calling it dangerous. They didn't like the over sexualization of everything. That was when I spoke to you a couple of months ago. But what
Yeah.
are the reactions
But
that
see,
you would want me to see?
but Shilpa, I disagree with that part because see, I am not trying to make a film on raising awareness on the LGBT issue, not on something which is in the dark and I will try to get it. I am taking it for granted that as normal as anyone else. So I'm making a normal film with a man and woman. I'm making a normal film with a woman and a woman. I think that is a far bigger compliment someone can give rather than trying to still treat it like, arey bichare, we have to give them. I don't think I'm just taking it for granted that as normal as anyone else. See, if I'm making a regular commercial film with a man woman, yeah, that's my whole point. Yeah.
I understand. I understand you're treating them as an already empowered community and a community that is on par with any heterosexual community. But of course, the truth of the matter is, the acceptance of these communities, of the LGBT community at large in our society, is still in the growing stage. There is not widespread acceptance when it comes to them. So do you feel that when it comes to their topics, we have to display some sensitivity and think about that? Think about how they're viewed by society and perhaps try to be more responsible towards that.
I would like to believe this will speed it up. See, my point is, if that kind of a community will still feel a little, somehow feel persecuted or maybe embarrassed or not to display their feelings for each other very openly, like when can that be normalized is when you make it look normal. So for instance, if the two girls are holding each other and probably kissing in a pub with each other without feeling conscious about it like a man, woman do, that is what I call normalization. So to treat them as even to mention, we call it LGBT, but we don't call anyone heterosexual. Because heterosexual has been there forever, so you don't really feel a need to say something about it.
Yeah.
So the moment you treat them as normal, that is, this is what I would say will speed up the normalization, in my opinion. Yeah.
All right.
So, for example, if I say I shot a duet, no one ever saw. You see thousands and thousands of songs between a man and a woman singing romantic or erotic duets. The fact I made an erotic duet between two women, it kind of suddenly, tomorrow if somebody else does it, and speed of normalization, instead of just talking theoretically by social psychologists or such people who are trying to educate people about that to be given their due rights to their feelings and all that, I just went ahead and did it.
So you always do that, you always go ahead and break the norm. Sometimes it works and it's met with a lot of appreciation. Many genres, be it Satya, be it Rangila, let's see, if your future experiments also kind of get that validation, which I don't think you need. I think you'd get your validation in different ways. Also, okay, so 377 is an issue that you tackled. What are the other issues that you feel like tackling in the future?
There are quite a few, I would say. I would like to say do something on the social media, for example. Everyone loves the freedom of expression, but in the kind of voices the social media has in terms of destroying people's characters and exaggerating, things beyond truth, and where we actually are losing even an understanding of what can be truth or not. People always wake up issues and they forget it, and nothing reaches a logical conclusion. And when the constitution was framed and giving freedom of speech, I doubt they would have anticipated the social media to become this high or this strong. I would like to do a film on that someday.
Yeah. On social media, that's interesting. And also, WhatsApp, which is a form of social media, has proved to be, the doom, spelled absolute doom for people. Maybe the privacy laws, would you be looking into that as well? That is something you'd like to tackle?
Yes. Definitely, because I think that, always we are in a race with technology. The technology always has a downside. But if you look at it, once technology comes in, it rarely goes away. It never goes away, actually. It'll only take us some time to adapt to it and probably get used to it, you know. So in that context, but at the same time, the fact that you're aware of it, you can understand the flip side of it and probably be better prepared to tackle it. So there is a psychological aspect to it, and there's a practical aspect. Yeah.
Absolutely. You always provide a new perspective on everything. Best of luck with all your new ventures with your latest film, Dangerous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Shilpa.